Hey everyone, and happy finally Friday. What a day today. In fact, Larry said exactly what we needed to know is that we need more days like today. It was amazing out there. Two thumbs up. Although I wish the Razorbacks would have won their quarterfinal in the SEC tournament. Just couldn't pull it off. They were playing great in the first half, and I'll be honest, I didn't get to see a lot of the second half, but I saw the ending score. I know they were putting a lot of heart into it, but man, just kind of sad, unfortunately. But let's talk about the weather here. We've got some storm chances, at least potential for that. Now, I want to preface this and say that the risk is there, but it doesn't mean that everybody in the risk will see storms. Tomorrow evening is going to be one of those days where the storms are kind of isolated. What we mean by isolated is little dots on the radar, and those little dots, that's what that's going to do is that's going to bring the potential for what we call high impact but low coverage. So that means that anybody that's in the path of those storms will get a lot of rain, could get some hail. Hail could be up to the size of perhaps golf balls, maybe larger. That's going to be mostly in the river valley. So yeah, Colin said they're going dancing anyways, but they may be like a 9 seed, which that'll make it a little more difficult because you'll have to at least play a number 1 seed pretty quick. But let's that is if ever all the 1 seeds win. But you know what? Go Hogs. They're still they still put a lot of heart into it. So let's look at this forecast here. Here's the severe weather potential. It's going to be large hail, mainly Saturday evening. There will be a round of showers in the morning, perhaps maybe a few rumbles of thunder. So I just want to make everybody aware of that. Like, let's say you have a tennis tournament or a tennis match, and there's going to be enough chance for rain in the morning hours. It doesn't wash out your plans completely, but I think there's going to be an initial wave of precipitation. So here's a look at the severe storm potential. It's mainly for Saturday evening. You can see that level 2. It is focused in the river valley. And here is a look at the hatched area for large hail. So you can see that is definitely focused in the river valley, and that's where the greatest ingredients will be in terms of the what we call mostly unstable Cape, which is elevated instability in this case. And you're going to see that Scott County and LaFleur County, again, just like every severe weather event this year, is going to be under the gun for severe weather potential, including maybe even an isolated tornado. You see that tornado risk just barely clipping southwestern LaFleur County and also Scott County. We'll have to watch that. Let's get into the timing of this. So first of all, overnight tonight, clouds are starting to thicken up, and we're going to see some mist and drizzle begin to develop. So tomorrow morning, there's that little wave of precipitation. It doesn't last long. Few rumbles of thunder. That system moves out pretty quick. So late morning, chance of precipitation. After that comes through, we'll look at this here at about 11:30. You can see that system moving out. Now let's show you what happens throughout the evening tomorrow. Midday is going to be great. This looks like precipitation. There's going to be cloud cover, a lot more clouds than what we saw today. Now there you see about 8, 9 o'clock. There's the storms knocking on our doorstep. So they're trying to get this softball game in at 7. And I don't know, maybe they changed it. Maybe they moved it up. I hope they did because thunderstorms will be an issue, not for the Razorback baseball game tomorrow, but for softball. And granted, it doesn't show a lot of storms, but you got to keep in mind this is a computer model and things can change. And there's a lot of energy that's coming in off the coast of the United States. And that actually changed quite a bit. So let's see what this one shows. This is the graph. This still isn't updated, but there you see that rain that pops up. That rain will happen during the morning hours on Saturday. So Saturday, late morning into the afternoon, it starts to move out. Here's the storm potential. This will update again. It doesn't have the best handle on the energy coming in, but maybe it doesn't develop. That's always a chance. So let's show you what's happening on the 3-kilometer NAM. I'll show you a model that I kind of agree with, and that's the WRF, the Texas Tech WRF. Really good model, to be honest with you. So let's see what this shows. So this shows that storm potential focused in the river valley. Now I'm going to give you the reason for that, and I'm going to show you why the chance is greater in the river valley. So first of all, this is the surface map, and we got a warm front that's off to the west, and this warm front lifting northward will try to make it into southeast Oklahoma, and I think it does. But watch what happens as that low-pressure system drops southeast. So there's the round of rain in the morning. There's the front moving through. And then you're going to see along that front, that's the greatest potential for the stronger storms. So this is what we're having here is right along and south of I-40, and there's your potential for storms. We're going to show you the Texas Tech WRF, but there is that little warm sector, that brief little area in between the dry line and the warm front. Here's going to be your tornado potential. And it dramatically increases during the afternoon into the evening tomorrow. And let me show you that. We can show you that on the Texas Tech WRF model. And so let's go ahead and I'll bring this screen up here. And this model is available for you people to look at. Josh Weisel, my weather intern, he just commented on it. In fact, I'll bring up his comment just so you're wondering about that. Whoops. Stand by. There we go. If I make that screen black, it goes white. So here's his comment. Yeah, this is just for Saturday. Saturday is going to be the day that there's going to be trouble. But there's a look at the HRRR, shows very little activity, which it just did. The Texas Tech WRF is very consistent with storms, with greatest threat along and south of I-40. So with that being said, why don't we take a look at that? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to zoom in on this, make it a little bit bigger so you can see. Okay, and this is the tornado potential. So watch this as we move into the afternoon. So this, by the way, is 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the evening. So that's going to be your greatest potential right there between about 7 to 9 o'clock in the evening, where there's going to be a brief window for tornado potential. And that's going to be in LaFleur and Scott County. Farther north, you can see it just doesn't make it here, and that's because of the warm front. Now, if we look at updraft helicity, actually, here's what we'll do. We'll look at the reflectivity with updraft helicity tracks, which basically means that the storm's going to spin. So there's that shower activity in the morning, and I can show you the wave that's producing this, but there's the precipitation that's popping up. Then as we move along, you're going to see that that starts to push out. So we're not going to see rain all day Saturday. But here's the thunderstorm activity popping up. So there's some storms. This, by the way, is 7 o'clock in the evening. Thunderstorms rolling into northwest Arkansas. You could see some stronger storms with bigger hail potential in the river valley. But either way, storms developing kind of everywhere, to be honest with you, both in northwest Arkansas and the river valley. Something else this model does that's kind of cool is it does this hail size prediction. So if we go through and we look at this, you can see right around 7 o'clock, the hail is in eastern Oklahoma. And this is showing the hail mainly focused along and south of I-40 and also in central and southern LaFleur County. And in southern LaFleur County, it has the hail. You can see that brighter green. If we scroll down here, the brighter green is about, 1.5 inches in diameter. So it's a little bit bigger. And so there'll be the potential for maybe, ping pong size hail. Notice how northwest Arkansas really doesn't see a whole lot of that hail potential. So really great model and is fairly accurate. Does a great job. And but it takes a while for it to kind of load up. But there's the precipitation. So you could clearly see some rain coming down in northwest Arkansas at about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and then those thunderstorms moving out pretty quick. If we look at the this is the HRRR. Let's look at the RAP. The RAP model is also not bad too. So you'll see there's the rain in the morning, like we said, around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then it pushes out, and then we get additional storm activity. In fact, if we look at the 15Z RAP, there you're going to see some storm activity popping up. This is a little bit later. So what's the culprit of all of this storm potential? Well, let me show you that here as we remove this. So Rachel says, evening, everyone. And I say evening. Happy Friday. Finally Friday. It was a gorgeous one today. But let's go back to our weather graphics here. And that was the track of the low. Now, where is this all coming from? It's coming from the West Coast. And there's still some energy that's not being determined by the models, which is why it's so difficult of a weather pattern. So, first of all, there's that system that's impacting the West Coast, more snow. And there you see on the water vapor. So there's two systems that are diving in. The first one, we can actually see it right here, this little dark spot right there. That little dark spot is what's coming in tomorrow morning. So it's already reaching the Four Corners region. It'll continue to move east. That's what brings us our initial round of rain for tomorrow morning into the late morning. Our next round of storm activity now has made it all the way. So let me highlight that. We'll stop it right there. There's that little energy. The next round of precipitation that's coming in is this little wave right here. Now, one of the things that's probably going to cause some big hail potential is that the way this system tracks is you'll clearly see a ridge. So it rides up and over the ridge like this. And when it drops in, that allows that storm activity to pop up. So, insane amount of snow for sure. So the weather's not so good for opening day for Silver Dollar City. Now, granted, if we look at the storm potential, the severe weather risk is definitely south of Silver Dollar City. But if we bring up the future track again, you're going to see that it's not going to be so warm. We're looking at lower 40s, some rain in the morning, and the temperatures might not budge too much from there, to be honest with you. We may remain right down into the lower 40s with kind of cloud cover, mist, and drizzle in the Branson area. Might get up into the mid 40s, but Scott, not a great day for the last day for the last season for Fire in the Hole to remain in operation. So, have you seen a winter storm warning for 6 to 8 feet of snow? Yeah. In fact, I actually, you got to see this. So my mom sent me a photo from Lake Tahoe. She's not there right now, but some of her friends are. And this, folks, is a lot of snow. Let me see if you're seeing that. You're not. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring this up. This is again from the Lake Tahoe area. This is what's Incline Village. Oh my goodness. Look at that amount of snow. So you can see it piled up on the roof. This, by the way, is about 10-foot drop off, and that snow is almost way over that. That is an unbelievable amount of snow. This is what it looks like in the beautiful sunshine. Boy, what a picturesque scene, but there is just snow everywhere. Wow, what a winter wonderland. But yeah, you can see how deep it is. Snow plows, people still going around, but that was before this last system, and then this is during it, and it's still coming down. And this snow is heavy too. It's a heavy, wet snow, so you got to be careful with that. Anyway, it's pretty incredible there. That's a lot of snow. Whoa, Jack in the Box coming? Now that's what I'm talking about, man. That's back in the day, California days. I used to go to the Jack in the Box. That's amazing. Have you ever been to Jack in the Box?
Yes, sir.
You like it?
Oh yeah, great.
Did you hear there's one coming to Rogers? Well, TJ said that right there. That's pretty legit. A Del Taco, yeah. Well, here's one last thing I want to show you. People are wondering about the timing. So this is what you can expect. So late morning, we got that chance of rain. Then it drops off during the midday hours, but we still have that 20% chance. Then you can see that bumps up pretty dramatically around 6 to 10 o'clock. The window is going to be 7 to 9, really. But it's going to be in and out. That's in and out, the In and Out burger. Yeah. Yeah. California cannot catch a break with these weather systems. And neither can we, Josh. It just keeps inundating us too. This is the reason you can see this atmospheric river, man, just crashing away on the coast. Now, the skiers are loving it if they can get to the slopes. But there's a look at that dip in the jet stream. And by the way, there is another system coming in. This has some cold air. That's going to bring some cold air back into the region. So we're going to have to watch that. If we look at the 6 to 10 day outlook, yeah, definitely not warmer than normal. We got to get rid of that. So I think the week of spring break is not going to be so warm, to be honest with you. So, kind of a little bit of a bummer there. But that's a look at your timing. We'll show you the temperatures, and then I'm going to shut it down here. Snow is too deep for chairlifts. That's just insane. Yeah, there is like, we'll have to look at that. We'll have to look at the drought because it can't be anything right now. I know there's no drought here. So here is the 2-day forecast timeline. You'll see lower to middle 50s tomorrow. And that's if the clouds don't break up. If they break up, we might get into the mid to upper 50s. But that warm front still expected to stay south. Storms developing tomorrow evening. Oh, man, you guys are making me hungry. White Castle. You ever had a White Castle burger? Zach's nodding his head. He's like, oh, yeah. You like White Castle?
It's okay. I mean, I feel like the restaurant is kind of overrated.
But the burgers?
Yeah, you can go in the frozen food aisle and just buy them.
Yeah.
And they taste just like the restaurant does.
So let's take a look here, Rachel, at why not? Why don't we look at the drought monitor? I'll bring that up here real quick because I'd like to see what it is on the West Coast. I mean, they are just getting inundated. I think I deleted it because we haven't had to deal with it anymore. But let's see. Hold on. I mean, I didn't delete it entirely. I just deleted it. Oh, yeah, here you go. 6 months ago. Okay. We got it 6 months ago. So this is 6 months ago. Move your comments. September 11th, 2022. Okay. And here's the drought index a year ago. That's April of 2022. Here's 1 month ago. Well, that's definitely some improvement. And now, gone. Gone. Completely gone. People found dead in their home in Cali. Man, I believe it. Snow is crazy. It's not good. So here, we'll take a look at around here on the drought monitor. So there you got to see the West Coast is definitely improvement in the drought. Still some areas, though, are severe drought. That shows you how dry it really was. And then what's interesting, too, is you see how this drought extends east. Well, these mountains absorb a lot of that precipitation. The Sierra Nevadas absorb a lot of that precipitation, including like Kirkwood, Mammoth Mountain, Bishop. I've taken that drive many times from Lake Tahoe down to California and Palm Springs and Palm Desert. And it's a beautiful drive, but man, they are just Mammoth Mountain. The ski, when the snow will be able to be cleared out, will be really good, but it's almost too much. It's too much snow. But we come back into here. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out because there's still a lot of drought in Kansas. Now, does that take the dry line and shove it east? That's a possibility. Well, guys, I've got to run, but that gives you all the things you need to know about the forecast tomorrow. So rain in the morning to late morning. What's going on, Vance? I might set up my dartboard this weekend. Get that puppy up and running. I know you did as well. But so we got the rain morning, late morning, then it clears out, and then we got more rain that comes in during the evening with the potential for some thunderstorms. If you're just hopping on here, severe weather risk focused in the river valley, but this is the Cliff Notes version right here. So few storms possible, especially Saturday evening. The potential is there for large hail, and expect storms kind of scattered across northwest Arkansas and the river valley. All right, guys, I got to run because I'm pretty close to the top of the show. See you guys later. Have a great weekend.